Leonard Peltier, a Native American activist convicted in 1975 for the murder of 2 FBI agents, was released from federal prison on Tuesday. This followed President Joe Biden's commutation of his sentence in January, at the close of his presidency. The commutation, celebrated as historic by the National Congress of American Indians, marked the culmination of a decades-long fight against what many viewed as a profound miscarriage of justice. The case, a potent symbol of systemic injustices faced by Indigenous peoples, has galvanized support from numerous prominent figures and organizations for nearly 5 decades. Peltier, now 80 and in frail health, has consistently maintained his innocence since his conviction. His release transitioned him to home confinement, ending nearly 49 years of federal imprisonment. The events leading to his conviction stemmed from a 1975 shootout on South. 2 FBI agents, serving arrest warrants on private property, clashed with members of the American Indian Movement, AIM, a Cold War-era activist group advocating against police brutality and discrimination against Native Americans. The details surrounding the shootout remain contested, fueling the ongoing debate surrounding Peltier's guilt or innocence. The call for Peltier's release resonated far and wide, attracting support from a diverse range of individuals. Eminent figures, including Nelson Mandela, Pope Francis, and even James H. Reynolds, the U.S. attorney who originally prosecuted Peltier, championed his cause. Reynolds, a key figure in the legal proceedings, expressed profound regret over the prosecution, characterizing it as unjust in numerous letters to various presidents over the years. His pleas for clemency underscored a growing recognition of flaws within the justice system that contributed to Peltier's In a 2021 letter to President Biden, Reynolds compellingly argued that Peltier's continued imprisonment served as a stark reminder of an outdated and flawed judicial system, a system that, he contended, no longer held relevance in contemporary society. His words provided powerful weight to the growing momentum for Peltier's release. Despite the overwhelming support, the decision to commute Peltier's sentence wasn't without opposition. Former FBI Director Christopher Wray, in a letter to President Biden obtained by the Associated Press, vehemently opposed clemency, labeling Peltier a remorseless killer. This strong dissent highlighted the enduring polarization surrounding the case, even as the tide of public opinion shifted significantly in Peltier's favor. Despite the objections, President Biden ultimately opted to grant clemency, acting upon what he undoubtedly perceived as overwhelming evidence of injustice and a growing consensus supporting Peltier's release. The commutation, therefore, represents not just an individual's freedom, but a potential turning point in acknowledging and addressing historical injustices against Native American communities. Peltier's case encapsulates complex narratives of historical trauma, systemic oppression, and the enduring struggle for justice and equality within Native American communities. It highlights the persistent need for critical reflection on the application of justice, particularly when considering the historical context of conflict and the legacy of colonialism, which continues to impact the lives of many Native peoples today. The ongoing debate around the events surrounding the shootout underscores the deep-seated divisions and challenges inherent in achieving true reconciliation and justice in these complex and emotionally fraught situations. The lengthy duration of his imprisonment, combined with his age and declining health, further reinforced the arguments for his release. His denial of parole as recently as July, and his ineligibility for further consideration until 2026, served to underscore the urgent need for intervention and highlight the potential for prolonged suffering within a seemingly inflexible system. The significance of Peltier's release extends far beyond his individual case, serving as a powerful symbol of hope and a potential catalyst for broader systemic reform within the criminal justice system. The commutation of his sentence is therefore viewed by many not just as an act of clemency, but as a critical step towards achieving a more just and equitable society for Native Americans and marginalized communities across the nation. The legacy of this case will undoubtedly continue to be debated and analyzed for years to come, prompting reflection on the complexities of justice, historical trauma, and the pursuit of healing and reconciliation within deeply